Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So, as we normally know, the Wednesday midweek, it is always a look what I have been watching, as I almost give away what it is. So, it's only 4 titles today. I have been watching a fair few online stuff. I have an account with Raccoon 10, and there's quite a few that have ranked up and were running out within the last week. So, I've actually smashed a lot of them and a few series with my missus. I've been to the cinema, so really I haven't had too much time to watch a lot of stuff or finish a lot of stuff. Next week there'll probably be loads because I'll be able to smash through more. But so let's get into it. So this week we start off with reverse order, so Carousel. So this is a Hammerstein, is it Hammerstein? Rogers and Hammerstein production. This is my mum really likes. I say I've started to get them. I really like I think Seven Brides, Seven Brothers is also on there. And basically you have this couple. So this guy here, he works on a carousel and he meets this young lady. They end up getting married. She falls pregnant. Unfortunately, he is a bit of a waste of space. Tries to rob somebody and in the process ends up getting stabbed and dying. He goes off to heaven, and then basically there is a stipulation when you go to heaven that you can come back to earth for one day. So he uses his one day to come back 15 years later when his daughter is grown up and going to graduate college, and then he tries to help him. And yeah, it was okay. I mean, maybe I find this back in the day, and I think it's the 50s. This was done that. It's very well done. It's a big musical. It's like 2 hours long, and stuff. And I get the kind of Seven Brides, Seven Brothers, that feel, and a lot of other ones. And there's some bits I liked, but the main character, he comes across not the greatest guy. Like, he does have a partly good intention, but just apart from a few scenes, most of it he's just a waste of space. Doesn't want to work hard. Throws stuff back at the women. He even hits her once, and they make a big thing of it, but. It's like he beat her up. They're all claiming to beat her up, and he's like, "Well, I only hit her once." I'm like, "Well, you shouldn't have hit her in the first place." But I mean, him going back and what he tries to do and how they do it, I just don't think comes across well. Maybe it's because of my growing up and how I interpret, and how my experiences and everything at this time. But it just was a bit. I have it in a collection. I'll probably say like South Pacific, and a lot of the ones like that. I do want to go back and watch all these because obviously they are, classic stuff. This didn't do very well at the cinema. I can understand why, but here we go. So the next one I had 50p in a charity shop. It is La La Land. It's the Oscar winner from 2016. Possibly 2016. Anyway, so this is a musical. Me and my wife wanted to watch it with me, so we watched it on the weekend. And again, it's a musical. I don't know really what all the kind of fuss is about. It's so basically you have these two characters, and their lives kind of intersecting with each other. They have separate lives that then kind of link, and as you can tell, they kind of form a relationship, and then. Due to them wanting to spend their own lives, they go off in their own avenues, and then they kind of come back to each other, but not. I say, and I was a little disappointed in the ending, expecting where it to go. I'm not a big jazz fan, and there is a lot of jazz type early music in this. As the music goes on, as John Legend comes in and his band and a few bits that are in there, the music started to get really better. I started to enjoy more as it went on. The acting was good by both of them. I'd say Emma Stone's really, her emotional range and how it was in this was really, really good. Her doing the acting and stuff, going on auditions. But yeah, I personally, it was an okay watch, but won an Oscar. I don't know what it was up against. I think it was up. Was it up against Moonlight? Did it win that? Best director, no. So I think it lost out to Moonlight. And to be honest, I think Moonlight is kind of the better movie in my eyes. But yeah, and I say feel good movie. I say it doesn't really end feel good, but sorry to spoil this stuff. So moving on. So the next one is Lagan. So this is a 3.5 hour movie in 2 discs. So yeah, this is a Bollywood movie, and basically it is not based on real life. It is based on the kind of Indian proverbs, or the nation of India, where the British come over and they basically rule the land. So they provide what they class as security for all the providence, and as they provide protection, the people have to do rice, everything they grow, they have to give a percentage of it to the army, basically. This is what is called Lagan, so it's kind of their fee that they have to pay. And obviously the movie starts off that the province that the main character's from, I want to say it's Buddha. Obviously, it's Lagan once upon a time in India, if that makes sense. But anyway, there hasn't been any rain, so they're struggling to grow their crops and stuff like this. Already last year, they had half off of Lagan because the nation had been quite issues with food and stuff like that. And then you have kind of the local Raj of this province meeting with the English and saying that, you know, it's time, money, you know, there's been no rain, we're really struggling. The English general, whatever it is, Paul Braithwaite, I think from Arrow, I think it's Braithwaite, I could be wrong, Paul, I think from the Dresden Files and stuff, he plays like the colonel or general, whatever it is, I think it's colonel. And basically when they have this meeting, the Raj is basically, you know, can you give us off? And he's like, I will do, but if you eat some meat. He's a bit like, my religion is, you know, I'm a vegetarian, I don't eat meat, I can't do this. He went, well, fine, I gave you half off last year, everybody has to pay double this year. So this is Budhar and his people, he's just a lad from this little town. They go and petition the Raj while he's watching a cricket match that the English guys are having, and say, look, they're trying to petition that there's been no rain, they can't afford to pay double, you know, they most of them will die because there has been no rain, blah 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 blah. And then there's kind of an altercation between the main character and the general, and he basically says, okay, that's fine, if you say there's no rain, there's food, I will make you an offer. And he says, no Lagan for this year, so no taxes for this year for you, if you beat my guys at cricket. The guy doesn't say anything, he goes, okay, fine, 2 years, you don't have to pay any Lagan if you beat guys at cricket. He still doesn't say anything. He goes, fine, 3 years and the whole Providence don't have to pay any Lagan. And he basically takes the bet. And then it is 3 months down the line, you get to see him training, and it's the Indian people learning how to play cricket, and they have a big cricket match, and you kind of get where it's going. It is an actually more enjoyable film than I thought. I'm not a big cricket fan at all. I'm not even a cricket fan. I've not really got many, if any, Bollywood movies, and it was quite long. If you took the dancing and a few other bits out, it probably would make it a more digestible movie. But I think it's meant to be there to be quite epic, and obviously it is, I think, loosely based off, I don't think the cricket, but obviously the English coming in and ruling, and, you know. But it is it is at my 100 movies to scratch off, so this was the last one that I owned to watch. So glad it's turned up. So I have 3 left. I have 1 on order and 2 to buy that are still expensive. So we're going really well. And then the last one is Tenkong Kinret, if I've even pronounced that right. So this is basically a town that is run by what are called the cats, and you have the 2 main cats here. You have black and you have white. That is their names. This is based on a anime. They kind of guard it, even though it's kind of ish run by the Yakuza, and the Yakuza are basically coming in here to wipe out everybody, because they want to build all these new houses and make all this new money and develop everything. And obviously these 2 are kind of standing up to them. The reason why they're called black and white is because nothing is always black and white. There is a lot of undertones and meanings thrown into this. And it is really, really good. It's an art style that I'm not the biggest fan of. Obviously, the Tokyo Godfathers, I think, has the same sort of style. I mean, if you can see on their faces, if I get it there, it's not your traditional anime. Obviously, it's from they say it's from the studio that brought the Animatrix, but that means nothing really. But I thought it was really good. It's how it's acted and or it's how it's drawn and how it's depicted, and the voice acting stuff is really good. Obviously, it is audio. You can have audio English, so you don't need to read subtitles, which is what I did on this. But it was actually quite an enjoyable watch. So those have been my 4 watches for this week. Sorry, it's a short one, but I managed to stretch out the video. Have you seen any of these? Do you recommend them? You know, let me know your comments down below. Otherwise, I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. I shall see you in the next one.